Imagine this. It's the year 2030. You step outside and your car pulls up, but there's no driver. No steering wheel, no pedals, just an AI waiting for your destination. No laminated rules about chewing gum, no awkward 4.8-star rating anxiety, just code calculating every move. Across the city, robotaxis weave through traffic like clockwork. No honking, no road rage, no guy in a lifted truck revving at a red light. But here's the thing, getting there is way messier than it looks. Billions are being bet on who'll win, and someone's gonna get left behind. The race to build this future is already on. This isn't science fiction, this is where we're heading. And the companies racing to own that future? Tesla, Waymo, Uber. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to break down who's building the next era of mobility and how close we actually are. So, what is the future of mobility? Are we actually heading for a world of driverless cars, AI fleets, and no car ownership? Today, we'll explore autonomy, how close we really are, robots and the AI powering them, the companies racing to lead, Tesla, Waymo, and Uber, and most importantly, you, and what this means for how you live, work, and move. Let's break it down, simply. Okay, to understand where this is all heading, we've got to start with the biggest name in the race, and the loudest, Tesla. What's Elon cooking this time? Well, it starts in Austin. On June 12th, Tesla plans to roll out its first wave of robotaxis, a fleet of 10 to 20 modified Model Ys. These robotaxis will operate in geo-fenced zones, with remote operators watching everything like it's an autonomous NASCAR race. But the real plan? Tesla wants full, no human-in-the-loop autonomy. No steering wheels, no pedals, no, hey, maybe I'll just take over real quick. Elon calls the next version the CyberCab, a dedicated, fully autonomous Tesla built from the ground up to drive itself. Production is supposed to begin in 2026, which, in Elon years, means maybe. But if the CyberCab actually happens, Tesla's not just a car company, it's a trillion-dollar AI fleet. And if the robotaxi dream doesn't pan out, well, add it to the pile. Hyperloop, anyone? Okay, so while Tesla's building the hype, Waymo's already rolling. They've logged over 15 million fully autonomous miles across Phoenix, San Francisco, and now Los Angeles. Waymo's live right now. No drivers, no hype reels, just an app, and a ride that shows up like it knows you're late, straight from the future, with a 5-star Uber rating. And while it's not perfect, Waymo's already passed some key milestones. Fewer disengagements, fewer traffic violations, and yes, it actually stops at stop signs. Tesla's vision is massive, but right now, Waymo's ahead in the race to autonomy. Let's talk about the sleeper pick of the robotaxi wars. Uber. Yeah, that Uber. The one you use to split rides with at 2 a.m. They might not be building their own robotaxis, but they've got something no one else has. An app with 170 million monthly users, and a global logistics engine under the hood. Uber's strategy? Partner with the builders. They've teamed up with May Mobility, Waymo, and WeRide, and they're already offering driverless rides in cities like Phoenix and Austin. So while Tesla is preparing the CyberCab, Uber's already logging real miles. No prototype hype, just real people getting real rides. In the robotaxi wars, Uber isn't trying to build the future. They're trying to own it. And that might be the smartest move of all. We've met the players: Tesla, Waymo, Uber. Now let's talk about what's actually driving these robo-taxis. Because spoiler, it's not a guy named Steve in the trunk with a joystick. It's AI, trained on millions of miles of data, from highway merges to that one chaotic Costco parking lot. Tesla's approach? All vision, no LiDAR. They use cameras and a whole lot of machine learning to figure out the world in real time. Recent updates to full self-driving beta have reduced interventions, fewer missed turns, sudden stops, or surprise coffee spills in your lap. Waymo, on the other hand, is rolling with the full sensor suite: LiDAR, radar, and cameras. It's like driving with night vision goggles and a weather forecast strapped to the roof. They've logged over 10 million rides. With fewer accidents than human drivers, Waymo's been nearly flawless. Aside from that time in San Francisco, it casually bumped into a parked truck. Uber's strategy is simpler. Let everyone else build the tech, then plug it into the Uber app. Think of it as the App Store, but for robo-taxis. 3 different strategies, 1 common goal: replace your steering wheel with software. Okay, so far, we've talked about the players and the tech powering the self-driving revolution. But now, let's talk about the speed bump that could slow this thing down: politics. Because while robotaxis run on code, they still have to obey the law. And laws? Well, they're written by people who think tech stack is a breakfast special. In California, operators have faced permit suspensions, curfews for late-night driving, and restrictions on where they can operate. New York City, still illegal. In NYC, even testing autonomous rides is off limits, unless there's a human behind the wheel. Texas, on the other hand, says y'all come on down. Driverless rides are already operating in Austin and Dallas. Florida, it's sunshine, alligators, and AI behind the wheel. But it's not just state laws. There's another force slowing things down: labor. Transit unions, city councils, gig worker lobbies. In some cities, officials have straight up asked state regulators to pump the brakes. Because to them, robo-taxis aren't just software, they're job killers. And when politics gets involved, even the best tech might get stuck at a red light. So now that we've dealt with the politics, let's talk about who actually wins this robo-taxi war. Turns out, that could be you. Tesla's pitch? Rides for as low as 25 cents a mile by 2035. That's cheaper than your weekly Starbucks run. Multiply that across your commute, errands, airport runs, and you're looking at serious savings. For millions of households, robo-taxis could cut thousands in transportation costs each year. And it's not just about money. Robo-taxis could expand mobility for people who can't, or prefer not to, drive. Seniors, students, workers without cars, or anyone who breaks into a sweat at the sight of parallel parking. But that convenience comes at a cost. If your job involves a steering wheel, buckle up. Rideshare, taxi, delivery, and bus drivers. Data shows that in the US, up to 2.9 million driving jobs could be disrupted as automation ramps up. And in San Francisco, demand for human drivers has dropped about 6% per year since 2020. Cities lose too. No parking revenue, fewer traffic fines, disappearing gas taxes. That's billions stripped from local budgets. Yes, new jobs will show up. Engineers, AI monitors, remote operators, but they won't appear in the same zip codes, and they probably won't pay the same. So what will the future of transportation actually look like? Let's fast forward. It's 2030, You wake up, your kid gets picked up by a driverless school bus. A robotaxi pulls up for your commute. You check email, sip coffee, no steering involved. After drinks, another robotaxi drops you home. No surge pricing, no forced small talk. But somewhere, that same day, a rideshare driver lost a fare, a city lost parking cash, and someone's livelihood got routed to the cloud. The future of driving won't belong to drivers. It'll belong to the companies that own the fleet. All right, that was a lot of information. So let's recap what we just unpacked. We looked at the players, the technology, the politics, and the implications for the economy, and most importantly, for you. So, who's in this race? Tesla's betting big. They want to skip the steering wheel and go full robotaxi by 2030. Waymo's already there. Fully driverless rides in Phoenix, LA, and San Francisco. Uber? They're not building the cars. They're building the platform to control who gets the ride. And under the hood, it's not magic. It's a complex mix of AI, cameras, LiDAR, maps, and millions of training miles. But even with all that tech, it's not the code that decides when this rolls out. It's the politicians, regulators, and lawsuits that still hold the keys. And if robotaxis do go mainstream, it changes everything. Your commute, your job, your city's budget. It's not just about who's driving, it's about who's in control. If you want to understand what else is reshaping the economy in 2025, from tariffs and tax cuts to the Fed's next big move, check out our deep dives on those too.
This was explained simply. Hit subscribe. We've got a whole world to unpack.